Yo guys, so before we get into this video, I just want to talk to you about foottrading.co.uk. This is a website set up by myself and Dan, aka V273. We put together our market knowledge into one place to help you guys trade on FIFA. There are free trading guides on here, which are literally them ones there. They teach you how to trade with special cards, icons, and silver cards. All of those are massively profitable methods on this game. We've also got paid for areas, which is £10 a month. That gets access to spreadsheets for special cards, for icons and for silvers, with the maximum buy prices and the minimum sell prices on them. You cannot lose coins. They are tried and tested, literally in every market condition, and they work very, very well. We have people who have made 3.5 million coins in a week. Even people who do it once a week are making sort of 500-600k from the trading. It is very, very good. And for £15, you get access to a live deals area, which is where we're going to be putting all the live filters we come up with. As you guys have seen in the 0 to 2 million series, I'm pretty good at finding sniping filters and stuff like that. We're going to start putting those into that live filters area for you guys to make as many coins as possible. That is £15 a month for those, and we update that as often as we possibly can. You also get access to our tool, the Chem Style Calculator, which was built. Essentially, let's say, for example, you buy a card that's not on the spreadsheet, because some aren't on the spreadsheet. We are adding loads all the time, but there are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Chem Styles cards on this account. But let's say, for example, you buy a card for 25,000. 25,000, not 25 coins. And you say, Hunter,
I'm not gonna lie,
calculate. It will tell you the minimum you should be selling that card for, and it's a really invaluable tool. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, like I say, £10 a month for tier 1, £15 a month for tier 2. It is a really brilliant website. If you want to get involved, click the link down below. Come over to foottrading.co.uk, check it out and see what you think. But for now, let's get into this video. Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing down below. And again, please do click that like button if this video helps you. It helps us to get recommended. Massively, massively important in terms of the growth of the channel. We're on our way to 8,000 subs. Again, getting 1,000 a week at the moment. It is absolutely nuts, but thank you for support. As always, if you want to watch me do this stuff live, click the link down below. Come over to Twitch. We stream from 4:30 PM pretty much every single day. You watch me do this stuff live. It's much better for asking questions and getting help. Loads of you have really started coming over now to get involved on Twitch. So make sure you click the link down below. And as always, check out foottrading.co.uk for all your trading needs. And this episode leads on from yesterday's episode in terms of videos you guys have been asking for. This is the icon trading video that you guys have asked for non-stop, basically. And the first thing I'm going to say straight away is to do this method, you need dollar. To trade with icons, you need a lot of coins. It's not enough to have, in my opinion, 500k, a million. You want more than that. I'll explain why in a second. If you're a website subscriber, if you want to sub to the website, you get access to icon buying and selling prices as part of your subscription at tier 1 for the £10 a month. There are over, I think, 50 now icons on there that we change up as much as we can, add to as much as we can. We make sure the prices are regularly checked to give you guys the exact buy price you should be spending max and the exact buy price you should be selling it for a minimum to guarantee you make profits. So if you want to get involved in that, check out the website. But you need to have dollar for icons. I can't stress this enough. I've had people go, I've got 600k, is that enough to buy icons? And straight up, no, it's not. It's just not enough coins. It's not me being an arsehole when I say that. It just isn't enough coins. The reason being is that icons are expensive. They are very, very expensive. They're the most expensive cards in the game, pretty much, bar your elite special cards. But they are massively profitable if you get it right. Massively, massively, massively risky if you get it very, very wrong. So first thing to note about icons is the same thing I tell you about every single card on this game. They are subject to fluctuations in the exact same way that any gold would or silver would be or special would be. And again, to reiterate, fluctuations for you, it tends to be, best time to pick up, in my opinion, is 6 till 9 PM. You can get some good deals quite late at night as well, but overnight, European time, is the best time to sell them. Again, less supply equals more demand, equals prices going up. But the reason why icons can be good to trade with is because they're quite consistent in their price. You will see them go up and down. Depending on what happens on this game, you'll see them climb, you'll see them rise, you'll see them drop. They do go up and down, but it's easier to read those fluctuations, in my opinion, than any real fluctuation in this game. However, failing to read those fluctuations can cost you coins. You have to understand that even if you sell an icon at a certain price, always be mindful of their price currently. Don't just go, well, I always sell them for this price. Just keep an eye on it. It's not to say that you won't sell them for that price again. Just keep an eye on it. But what you need to learn when it comes down to buying icons is the same thing with special cards, just even more of a warning. Do not rush in. It's better to miss out on a good deal than it is to pick up a bad deal. Now, what you need to know about icons in terms of the pricing, I can't teach you. On the website for a subscriber, we do that for you, but it'd be impossible for me to sit here and say to you, this is how much an icon costs. This is how much this icon costs. That's how much this icon costs. There are too many on the game. The way that you learn prices of icons is by, without being blunt, checking them yourself, which is how I'm going to show you to do it now, basically. But also by missing out on them. I missed out on I bought one earlier on and sold it, and it's annoying because I've taken it off my transfer pile by accident. I bought a Crespo mid for 200. He sells for like 270 now. I flipped him straight away. I missed out on one at 222 before that though, because he went off the market. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that was quick. And I checked, and it was 270. I was like, wow, what a deal that is. Someone's just got a very, very good deal. Literally 3 minutes later, one popped at 200. So I was buzzing. It was good. It was very good profit. But the way that I started learning to check icon prices was this method. This is what we call the min price method on icons. That's not an icon. That is every card in the game. It's the min price method on icons. And you see pretty much every trader using this method to snipe them up and pick them up. But it's also a good way to work out if something's a good deal. So what you want to do, come here. I would just compare price to the ones that you first see. So 167 is Clive. It's not actually that terrible, but it ain't that great. Shevchenko, compare price on him. There's a 210, 201. 193, so the 194 there's obviously not that great a deal. But yeah, he's definitely not a good deal. Nor is Inzaghi, nor is that Clivert. And then what I do is I literally set my thing to buy now. I compare price, I back out. Right, and I always have Footbin up, ready to go, without fail. Let me make sure it's on the exact page I need to be on. Click on the player. So that if I'm not sure on the price, I can go and check it very, very quickly. So I compare price, back out. We'll try and, hopefully one will come up. It is 9 o'clock in the evening now, so we might start to slow down. But we'll compare price, back out until one comes up. Let's just see if it can come on. And now this is how I pick up most of my icons. It's how most icon traders that do it legitimately will pick up their icons. There are icon traders out there that use bots and stuff to tell them when it's a good deal. I don't rely upon those, or I rely upon my own market knowledge, because how else can you learn? So Scholes pops at 330 here. Now I know this isn't a good deal, but I'll compare price on him. Not because I'm thinking, oh, I might buy him. I know that's not a good deal. But I'm going to compare price on him to give me an idea of what price he currently is at. So there's one on bid for 186, but 193 is that price. And I'll flick through. Like a 191, 198, 190. So 190 is his price at the moment. Now, that is not what Scholes sells for when you sell him all the time. The most important thing to notice about this... Anthony, thank you for the follow. Most important thing to note about this is overnight you will make more coins. So there is a lift here. Now, it's hard to know exactly what cards sell for without me saying to you, this is exactly what he sells for, like for each icon. But a handy tip for you. If you go to Footbin, as always... And you go to desktop, and you can look at the average sell price of Paul Scholes, right? So so far today, his average sell price when it wants to load, because Footbin's not been very nice recently to me. So we've got an hourly graph here. I'm going to click hourly graph, and I'll check what his average price has been so far today. So he's been in the 190s for most of the day. 180 he dipped down at 1.188. Yesterday, he was at 200, down to 182, back up to 190. So that's his average sell price. Now, I always allow myself something in the region of about 10% more than that for a sell price. Now, that's not an exact science, but I usually say to myself about 10% more than that as an average sell price for these sort of lower end icons. That's what I do. However, the only way you're going to learn this legitimately is by looking at these cards. So now I've seen one for 190. I'm going to pick up the one for 190 as another special card sales. Well, I'm going to look at where's 190? 144 now. Oh, and that's actually not a bad deal either, I don't think. It's not a terrible deal, but it's not a great deal, but it's not a bad deal. Nah, it's not really that worthwhile. The Scholes is gone, but the Owen, for example, I'll show you this. 144. What I'm going to look at, and I stay up late into the evening sometimes just to check the prices. I've seen it at 155. I might look at the ones that are late nighters here. So I might look at that 160, add that to transfer targets. I might look at the 150, add that to transfer targets. I won't bother with 260. But I look at the prices here. Apologies for the dog barking in the background. He doesn't seem to realise we're in quarantine. No one's knocking at the door. And I'll look at those cards and I'll see if overnight they sell for 160. Now I know that Owen does sell for about 160 to 170 on a good day, so that's just something I know. But and I keep doing the same thing, and I keep compare price and backing out. And as always, whenever one comes up, go and check their price. If it's a good deal, buy them. If you have the coins, I stress this enough. I think, in my opinion, to effectively trade icons, you need to have about 2 mil, because you can spend 2 million in about half an hour easily. We keep compare price and backing out. We'll just see what we did. As you guys know, I'm recording this video directly after the special card video, where I spent 2 million. I spent 3 million coins today on cards. I'm hoping to make at least 500k plus back out of that. Let's keep going. So Nedved, let's compare his price. 259 there, 278. So that 259 is a really good deal. If it's still there, I will buy it, but it's probably gone. That's a good deal. I know that this Nedved, for example, can get up as far as 290 on a good day. 290 on a solid good day. So 259 for Nedved's not bad at all. I'm going to pick him up. Main reasons being for this guy, right now there's nothing less than 278 on the market, or 273 there at 5 hours. They'll come off the market. If I listen for 290 overnight, I'm almost certain he'll sell. But I know his price. Again, if you don't know his price there, I would compare it and go, okay, cool, there's 20k in it, there's 15k in it at the moment. Now, allow for 5% tax, and obviously 5% tax in these cards is a lot higher. Even if I listed them at 275, I'll make a tiny profit. It isn't worth picking up for that. You want at least 15-20k profit. For most of the cards, I'd say over 200k, you want at least 15-20k profit to make your investment worth it. I can't stress that enough. And that's the most important thing about icons as well. Always make sure that the amount of coins you're putting into it means that your value's back. So 197 is Hadji, 208, not that interested, 199 there, 198, 195 even. But what I am going to do is go, okay, cool. There's one for 236 there. Probably isn't going to sell for that overnight, but I'll have a little look. I'll put him on there and see what he does. And that's someone listing him overnight. And a lot of the time, the knowledge you can get, someone listing that for 11 hours is probably someone who knows their icons, knows what they're selling for, and that gives you the knowledge that you need to go, okay, cool. I'm going to pick up this card next time for 197, for example. For me, that 197 could be a really good deal. I don't really tend to buy Hadji, so I wouldn't know specifically. But then if I see that sell overnight, 236, I now know I can note that down and say, actually, it did sell for 236 overnight. Realistically, it did. So I know that price. And again, you continue to compare price back out. And they pop more often than you realise. They do pop a lot more often than you would think. As you can see, how many we had so far, 4 or 5. We'll keep going again to get another example of it. We'll keep looking. So the Del Piero compare price. So 760 was that one, if I'm not mistaken. So that's an okay deal. It ain't a great deal by any stretch of imagination. But again, I'm looking there. There's 789 there. So I'm going to add him to transfer targets. Now the 1 million one's just not going to sell overnight because he doesn't sell for a million coins. But I've got a 789 there that I can use as a marker. If he sells overnight, then I'm like, okay, cool. Well, he sold for 789 overnight on a Monday evening. As the week goes on, he'll get more expensive. And that's something else about icons. They can be subject to market change, but because of their consistency, it means that if you don't sell it first night, you'll probably sell it second night as long as you adjust your price. But sometimes you don't even need to adjust your price because realistically the cards go up in price as the week goes on. As the week progresses, cards tend to go up in price. Now, not always. Sometimes they sort of stay stagnant for 2 or 3 days, and then you see a rise into weekend league. But you know, at the end of the week, a weekend league, they're gonna rise. It's just how it works. Every single week with fluctuations. That's the most important thing. We'll go for one more. See if we can find one more here that comes up. Now, don't get me wrong, that Del Piero is not a bad deal if you're just buying that Del Piero, but for someone that was looking to make coins, it's not a great deal. We'll keep compare price and backing out. So this skull's here. So now, we saw earlier on the other skulls that was the 87. Now, he was at 230 or something like that was his price. This is another skulls here. He's at 255 there, 269, 264 there. Now, if you were to sell him, let's say you could sell him overnight, which I think the Skulls price that I'm comfortable with is probably like 270 maximum for this Skulls. At 270, I'm losing something in the region of about 13.5k profit, so that means 257 taken home. It's a 15k profit on that Skulls. That's under transfer targets. I want to see if he sells quickly enough. Again, I'm probably looking for a little bit more than that. I'm probably looking for the extra sort of 5k on top of that. But that Skulls isn't a bad deal. And again, what you can also do then is even if you let this one go at 242, there's none on the market at the moment, but you want to look maybe later in the evening and might go, okay, cool, I let that one go at 242. What did he sell for overnight? Did he go for 270 in the end? And if he does go for 270 in the end, you go, well, actually, that's a really good deal. I'm cool with that, and next time I know to pick him up. And that's how I learned icons. That's how I started doing them. I've got Dan on my side because he's obviously an icon master, but I don't need to worry too much about buying them now. I'll sort them out afterwards. Now, I backed out of that because I want to show you the ones we picked up earlier on, some of them. So, as an example, this Baggio, 91 Baggio, I think this is mid if I'm not mistaken. We'll compare price on him. Now, his minimum price at the moment on the market is 395, okay? So when I picked him up earlier on, I picked him up for 375. So straight away, there's 20k in it in terms of profit. Now, I know Baggio can be a 420 seller without fail. I've seen him sell 420, 430 even at times. Now, I'm looking at how many of these are on the market at the moment, especially how many past the hour. And right now, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3. So now you see people overlisting for overnight. My guy's at 445. So this is probably someone who knows their onions. He knows what they sell for. He's got an idea. And I'm not saying he definitely know it, but most people that list icons for 12 hours are overnight listing in the hopes of getting a decent profit out of him. There's one for 420 there. Now, I'm going to list this guy up for 435. I'll probably 430. I'm happy with 430. That means I'm taking home about, again, give or take, 30 plus K profit on this Baggio, which is a solid amount. While I'm on the game, I'm going to list for an hour at a time, because you never know. When I'm not on the game, I'll list for lower than that. This Bergkamp as another example. He's currently at 374. Again, we picked him up at 348, which is a really, really nice deal. Again, I know I can see it. I've seen him sell for 400 flat before. And even at 390, I'm losing just short of 20k profit, means 370 means I made 22,000 coins profit. It's not difficult, icons. In terms of once you learn their price, it's really, really easy and they're easy to pick up. But if you get it wrong, it can be bad. It can be really, really bad. I just want to show you a really good deal we picked up earlier on. So we picked up Prime Hernandez here. We're listing for 490. I picked this guy up for 400,000 coins and he's a 490, 500 seller all day long. He always is. The only thing you have to be mindful about Prime icons, which is basically what Hernandez is there's still supply of them. Mids and babies are the place to start if you are new to this, because they have a relatively settled value because they no longer get packed. They don't get packed anymore. There's a 468 there as well. It's not a bad deal. It's not a great deal, but it's not a bad deal. They don't get packed anymore. They hold their value for that reason. They will move with the market, but they won't move with extra supply or a lightning round or something that brings them down a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Prime icons don't crash because of a lightning round. It just doesn't happen. I've seen people talk like they do. They don't. Prime icon moments, though, do get affected by the market a bit more because they are cards that are still in supply. So it's just being mindful of that when you're picking up your cards and when you're not picking up your cards. Now, selling them. Selling them is trial and error, but as always, same thing with Prime moments. While I'm talking to you about selling them, I'm going to look for some more while we're doing it. Same thing as always, overlist. Always list for more than you want the first time you list or second time you list, more than you expect to get because you never know it might sell. Especially overnight, values tend to climb quite significantly overnight. So just be mindful of that, but just don't accept less than they're worth. Like, make sure you're selling them for the value of the card. Now, that 137 at large up there, not an incredible deal, but not a terrible deal. Again, I'd always say for every 100k you put in, you want at least sort of 5k back minimum profit. Minimum. You want to be getting more if you can, obviously, but we'll compare price and back it out. But over this initially, so while you're on the game, list for an hour every time. So there's one there, 2, 3, 4. This is someone listing overnight. There'll probably be one cheaper on the market or around the price, 238 there. You want to make sure you list for more than you want, and you want to list for every hour that you're on the game. I always do that. Dan swears by just listing for 12 hours straight away, but I don't really want to do that. And what I'm actually going to do, make sure you've got none over the hour. I'm going to put a bid on this deco. Now I'm not going to get this deco, but I'll just put an 82,000 coin bid on him because now with this filter, because the max price I want is 80,000, I can then get rid of that deco and he won't be here anymore. But you don't want any over the hour. You want to compare price back out, and we'll keep doing it again. But yeah, overlist. List for more than you want to, more than you're expecting to get initially. Don't obviously list a card for 10 times its value. But for example, that Hernandez, I know we'll sell it for 480, but I'm aiming for 490 if I can. If I don't sell him tonight, I'll sell him tomorrow. I'm even willing to wait to Weekend League for a card like that because I know we'll get to 500 comfortably in Weekend League. Right, so Prime Moments Guardiola, compare price on him. So 416, 485. So he's got one at 22 hours. We're going to add that anyway to be certain. I'm going to add the 11 hour and see if that sells at 430. Now 416 isn't a bad deal on that card, depending on what he sells for. If I'm almost certain he gets to about 450, that tends to be the price that he gets to. But again, I'm going to compare price back out. And this is, in my opinion, the most effective way to start learning icon prices and start picking up icons. Do not just pick up an icon because he's 10k cheaper. You think that's a great deal, but a lot of the time, a marker of a decent deal usually tends to be, I see it as, if you can see one that comes up maybe 20k below the price that any of the others on the market are at the moment, a big undercut like that tends to usually be a good deal. But you'll learn that more by just trading them specifically. There is another way you can look at icons as well, though. You can look at icons by looking specifically at nations and starting to learn prices of players from specific nations to narrow your filters down. So you can go for Italian icons, for example, or you can go for Spanish icons or Brazilian icons. That's another way to do it. The only problem I have with that is it does limit your market, not like your market. And especially if you're trading at the lower end initially, I keep as many icon prices as open to you as possible. It is daunting at first and you're going to make mistakes. Again, we all do it. But just have faith in it. This funny story, how much is that one? 115. It's a good deal. They can go for 130. I'm going to pick him up and he should be alright for 130. I missed two early on at 109 and 110, which was really annoying. But I see them go for 130 Van Nistelrooy. Even if he goes for a little less than that, it's still like a nice 10k profit, which is fine. But yeah, you start to learn prices bit by bit. Like, even doing it today, there were prices that I was still refixing on. Even if you're better colours now, I'll compare a price to them and say, right, he's at 560 there. There's one at... No, I feel that's a really good deal. I might have just panic bought that. 460 is a very, very good deal. As far as I'm aware, that is an insanely good deal. Roberto Carlos. And you see why the compare price method is so effective? Because I literally just picked one up 100k below the lowest buy it now. And I'm pretty sure that's an insane deal. I'm sure I sold one this weekend. His minimum buy price on the market at the moment. Let's have a little look on Footbin. I could be competing out of nonsense here, but I'm almost certain it's really good. Why is this lagging out? 463, 465, 500. It's a really good deal. It's a really, really good deal. Overnight, that should be potentially a 520, 530 seller comfortably. So yesterday he was 500s at that point. 485. So that's today, sorry. Yesterday, 510 at his peak, 520 at his peak. At his peak there, 575, which isn't actually accurate realistically. Oh yeah, 460, I'll take that all day long. That should hopefully be maybe 20k in that. If I listen for 520 overnight, there should be about 20k in that, which is very, very nice. But then you just seen there, by checking the price of that card, I compared his price, I saw another one, it was actually a very, very good deal. That's really icon trading in a nutshell, but if you are new to it, stick at the lower end. Start at your baby Perez's, start at those sort of guys. Trezeguet, not the best deal in the world, we won't bother with him. Start at lower end in the market, don't start too high. Overlist, always try and get more than the value of the card if you possibly can. There is no point underlisting because, especially when you're doing it early in the week, the price is only going to go up. You're only going to make profit in the long term. So that's why we suggest trade with it from sort of Sunday to Thursday, trade with them. Then once Sunday and Thursday gone, I would stop personally and I wouldn't bother trading with them then. Over the weekend, I'd just play your weekend league games, trade with other methods, possibly silvers and things like that, and then make profit. Hopefully that's given you an insight into how to buy icons. I've just picked up a load. You see me, I should make a very good profit out of those. That's going to be the end of the video. As always, check out foottrading.co.uk if you want all this work done for you. £10 a month, and we do it all for you without any stress. Check me out on Twitch, ! Discord in the Twitch chat will get you access to the Discord chat. But for now, lads, I am out. Peace out. I will speak to you soon.